apple rings drying in the dehydrator. Dinner going in the crock pot. Dinner bread rising. Lunch being made. So what I'm going to do now with all my downtime is make some sandwich-worthy bread. We start with 2 cups of warm, not hot water. Hot water will kill the yeast. Warm water will activate it. You need 1.5 tablespoons of yeast. Sprinkle it along the top of the water. Then you need 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Sprinkle that on top. 2/3 cup of sugar. You can use organic sugar, raw sugar. This is just organic white sugar. Sprinkle that in. And then 1/4 cup of oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want. This is extra virgin organic olive oil. And then you're going to use 5.5 to 6 cups of flour. The flour you're going to want to mix every couple cups. I mean, I guess you could add half of the flour. We'll do 3 cups. This is just organic white flour. You can do whole wheat flour mix if you'd like. I wouldn't recommend doing entirely whole wheat flour because you're going to end up with kind of a dense bread. The point of this bread is to be really light and fluffy. Once you get that pretty well mixed, 1 more cup of flour. That's 5 cups of flour. And the rest of the flour I'm going to add as I knead this. We're going to hand knead this for about 2 or 3 minutes just to get that yeast activated. I have my last 1/2 cup of flour. So flour your hands, flour your surface, and you're just going to knead this dough. It's going to become kind of stretchy and soft, and you'll get all the flour mixed into that. You don't want to use too much flour. You'll end up with a dry loaf that doesn't want to rise. You can use the kneading part of your mixer if you want, but I like to do it by hand. Just something soothing about the old-fashioned way of making bread. We're going to form this into a ball, place it back into our floured bowl. I'm going to place a cover over that, airtight cover, and let that double in size. It's going to take about an hour or 2. So now, as you can see, our bread is all risen up. Flour your hands so you can handle your dough here. And what you want to do is divide this in half. You don't want to handle it too much, but you're going to curl the bottom under and kind of form it into a loaf like that. Put it into an oiled loaf pan. Put the other half. Curl it under. Form it into a loaf like that. You're going to be curled under. Put it into your oiled pan. Now I'm going to throw a dish towel over these and allow them to rise. It's going to take about an hour. Then when they fill out the pan, we're going to bake them. So while these are rising, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. After about an hour, it will double in size. The second rise just seems to go a little bit quicker. So we're going to transfer these to the oven now. and bake those at 350 degrees until they are golden brown. It takes about 40 minutes, but we'll check them. It's been 40 minutes, so you can see it's golden brown. You don't want it too done, but you don't want it too light either, because then your inside's gonna be all doughy. So I'm gonna take these out and let them cool, and then I'm going to resist the urge to cut into them because it's better to let them cool. Don't leave them in the pan when they're cooling or they'll get soggy on the bottom. So we're gonna get these out of the oven. Okay, so since I don't want these to get soggy in the pan, I'm going to pop them out. And I let them cool on a dish towel so they can breathe. Cooling racks work also. But, so I didn't divide mine up very equally, as you can see. This one had more dough in it, but it's just because I was making a video. But we've got a really soft crust here. They smell really good and sweet, and these are awesome for making just your traditional peanut butter and jelly, turkey, anything like that. They sound real, or they smell really good, but we're going to let them cool, and then we'll slice them up. All right, so texture is a huge thing when making a sandwich bread. So I just cut into this. It's much cooler now, so you can see how spongy this is. It's not a dense bread at all. It's super light. It's got air bubbles in it. The crust is really, really thin and soft. It's just like something you'd buy from the store, only not packed full of preservatives and things like that.